Hello, my name is Kseniia. I'm a first-year student of Art&Science Master Program in ITMO University. And today we will explore how we can use AI in art, its impact on creativity and artist role, and some ethical questions that arise. So let's start. And I offer to start with some simple definitions. What is AI? Indeed, the AI, or artificial intelligence, is kind of simulation of human intelligence but in machines. It allows them to do some tasks which mostly and commonly requires human involved. For example, visual perceptions, decision making, understanding and reproducing speech, language. With the ability to learn and adapt, AI has the potential to transfer a lot of institutes and fields of society, and indeed it is fulfilling it right now. To understand how AI can be useful for artists, we need to understand which kind of content it can create. So first of all, it's text. For example, you can use creat or ChatGPT, which was presented last year, which indeed shows really good results. It can not just maintain the common dialogue, but also write down the script for video or for reference. Also, it can write or correct code you can apply and for your website or application. Also, machine learning can be used to process or compose some music compositions. For example, rule-based AI can be used in collaboration with artists who can control some of the parameters of music, for example BPM, choosing style or instrumentation. Also, it can be used with generative AI. For example, you can have some input data, for example other music composition or just some row of numbers, which you apply with deep learning and have output as a new music compositions, for example transferred with statistic probabilities or patterns. Images and animation which were created by Midjourney last year, this year, indeed blown the internet. You probably have seen some artworks such as faces of Russian cities, which looks really well done. It's even hard to say was it made by AI or a person. If you always wondered how to do some art using AI technology, you can just open the website of Midjourney or, for example, Playground, write down the description of the image you want to see, choose a style, control some parameters, add anti-words if it's needed. It's something you would love to be void in the picture, and just enjoy the result, which probably will be just great. Another type of data is really hard to explain. It's some kind of transferred analyzed data turning into some work. To explain it better, to make it more understandable, I will use some examples. Mostly it's kind of interactive performances or installation of art and science artists. For example, Sonasynthesis, which was presented in Ars Electronica in 2022, it's kind of AI-based musical installation system which uses data of microorganism, transferred it into music and some images and put it back, which creates somehow artistic circle of communication between artists, between microorganism and AI. As you already probably see, using AI can be really beneficial. First of all, it can create the process of making content much faster and easier, and as a result, cheaper. Moreover, it can make creating the content more efficient process. First of all, because AI can be trained to do some routine part of work, which is around 90-95% of work, even like if we're talking about art projects, and it's only 5 or 10% of creativity. So if AI does some routine stuff, a person can focus more on creativity and improve his artistic skills much faster and more efficiently. However, we have to remember about some disadvantages we providing with improving the system and using it so commonly. First of all, some people just will lose their job because AI already can do some stuff really well. Also, some legal and ethical questions arise. Who is the author? How database which was used to prepare and train neural network was collected and used? And the last but not the least, money. You will have to spend money for creating your own neural networks or adapting already existed ones for your particular specific tasks. As already mentioned, there are some legal and ethical issues which arise. The main of them is ownership and copyright. It's really unclear whether the author of algorithm or the algorithm itself holds a copyright. It's an issue we need to address right now because AI-generated art becomes more and more common. Interestingly enough, some countries already try to figure out how to deal with that problem. For example, the European Union already proposed frameworks for AI regulations, for example, for face recognition. In US, some of the US states already have laws for AI use in some fields, for example, hiring. Also, there are some kind of guidelines of ethic of using AI and its development provided by some scientists and philosophers, but it's still kind of guideline which is not universal rules and laws which can be used around the world. Another problem people, I guess, don't think really a lot is that neural networks are limited by the database it was trained on or the creator who implemented that. So it can lead to some underinterpretation in AI-generated works or could perpetuate some harmful stereotypes or, for example, exclude some group of people from the creative process. Another problem is privacy. For example, I would love to create a work which will be really personal for each customer, for each visitor of my exhibition. I want to use face recognition to get to find the person in the internet, collect some data about him, and, for example, using that data or images, generate some art in front of the person. But is it really legal? Where is the age of privacy and data I can use for art? That can concerns about data which is used and how they were used and collected. Indeed, the best thing I guess we can do here is just try to use AI system, neural networks just for the best, for good, and do it in the less harmful way as it possible. And I guess art one of this way. There are a lot of projects in ITMO University you can find and discover. For example, right now I'm working at some project which use AI systems, some different neural networks, and combine the works into one short comedy sketch, which was not just scripted by imaged, voiced, animated, and even maybe edited by different neural networks. My work was just coordinate all these systems to work together, and one of the ideas how to improve this project is to create some probably application or website when you need just to press one button and you will get full movie done. Are we really far from this scenario? What do you think about that? Thank you for watching this video, hopefully it was interesting and useful. All the references and links I used and also works I mentioned can be found below the video in the description.